Pledger from Orlando, Florida.
This is Fake Cars from Orlando, Florida.
I'm going to start out with some Disney news. On April 10th, this Wednesday, Disney's Hollywood Studios said adios to the long-running and well-established Pixar Pals Parade and Disney Channel Rocks, featuring hits from the Cheetah Girls, Camp Rock, and High School Musical. Both productions are sponsored by Disney's entertainment production team. There is no word on what will replace these productions. However, there are rumors floating about within the cast members. One rumor that won't go on anymore is, what time is the 3 o'clock parade? I'm going to turn it over to Faith.
April 11th, DEA agents busted a home in Rayford County for drug trafficking. This was a drug trafficking organization, not just a pill mill, said DEA agent Jeffrey Walsh. They found over 35,000 oxycodone pills, cash, weapons, and other drugs. Agents said 51-year-old Edwin Morales, a.k.a. Mikey, and 39-year-old Rafael Rivera, a.k.a. Chaco, were working with suspects who posed as patients who traveled from Puerto Rico to Massachusetts many times, flying in and out the very same day, then using fake driver's license to obtain prescriptions at various pain management clinics, including Encore Pharmacy in Kissimmee. On other news, Sergeant Ron King was terminated by Port Canaveral's police chief Friday. King has worked at the port since January 2011. Before then, he was a longtime officer in the city of Melbourne. Walsh said King brought out the targets with a picture resembling Trayvon Martin and asked the other officers if they wanted to use the picture for target practice. The officers said no. The attorney for Trayvon Martin's family, Benjamin Crump, released a statement. It is absolutely reprehensible that a high-ranking member of the Port Canaveral Police, sworn to protect and serve Floridians, would use the image of a dead child as target practice. Such deliberate and depraved indifference to this grieving family is unacceptable. The citizens of Port Canaveral deserve better.
According to Associated Press, on April 13, 2013, the mother of a 6-year-old killed in the Newton, Connecticut massacre used the opportunity for Obama's absence during a weekly radio and internet show to make a personal plea from the White House to act out on gun control. Her name is Francine Williams, and I'll leave you with a quotation from her. Thousands of other families are suffering in our grief. Please help us before our tragedy becomes your tragedy. Now we're going to switch gears and turn it over to Quinn with some international.
Thank you, Faith and Whitney, for your news. Now I'm going to give you some international news. The number of people still displaced by Haiti's earthquake that happened January 2010 is now down to 320,050, which was reported by the International Organization of Migration. The estimation marks a 79% decrease since the number of people living in the tent camps peaked at 1.5 million just a few months ago after the January 2010 disaster. The camp population has been used as a barometer now to measure the success or failure of reconstruction efforts to build the nation. Even though an unknown number of people have left the more visible settlements and now live in similarly dire circumstances on hillsides and near route lines. The International Organization of Migration's report also gave details on some camp departures in the past 3 months. It is said about 60% of the estimated 27,230 Haitians who left in the January to March period were helped by a program of the government and group aid groups that provide year-long rent subsidies to camp residents. This is Quinn, and I also have your fun fact for the day. Did you know that in 10 minutes, a hurricane releases more energy than all of the world's nuclear weapons combined? Dun, da, da, da. It's time for your sports news. Let's take a look at the NBA, which also stands for the National Basketball Association. The Miami Heat have already clinched home court advantage throughout the entire playoffs. While on yesterday they were able to rest their main starters, they were still able to defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers with a score of 96-95, which they were led by none other than Norris Cole, who nearly had a triple-double and missed it by 1 assist. As the race in the Western Conference continues to be a hunt as the Lakers are chasing and trying to hold on to that very last 8th seed. They are being chased by the Utah Jazz, who also won tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves with the score of 96-80. With Kobe Bryant being out for the season, many questions still remain. If the Lakers get in, can they get past the first round? Is there anyone that they can beat in the Western playoffs? While the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs battle out for the top seed in the West, the ultimate question is, who will be this year's NBA champion? For more sports news, this is Quinn. Sayonara.
For today's weekly breaking news, I'm pretty sure you all have heard about the Boston explosions that previously just happened. There was a marathon that's held annually in Boston, and near the finish line, 2 bombs exploded, injuring over 150 people, and now the death toll is now up to 3. It is known that one of the victims that died is an 8-year-old child. It's very unfortunate and very sad. Speaking from the White House, a somber president said people should not speculate over who is responsible. He also said that we still don't know who did this or why, but we will find out who did this. People should not jump to conclusions before we all have the facts, but make no mistake, we will get down to the bottom of this. We will find out who did this, we will find out why they did this, and any individuals or responsible groups will feel the weight of justice. And those are the exact words from our president. The 2 bombs exploded about 12 seconds and 100 yards apart. Police also denotated a suspicious package found along the race course, but it did not appear to have been an explosive device. The Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis said in a news briefing. It is known that there were Orlando residents that were also participating in this marathon. And also, a federal law enforcement official said investigators are examining about 3 other possible devices, including one recovered in the Newton area. The official, who has been briefed on the matter but is not authorized to comment, publicly said investigators were still attempting to determine whether the material represented is a threat. So we'll definitely keep you posted on this tragic and terrible event that is taking place in the great city of Boston, Massachusetts. This is your breaking news. Signing off.